Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki Jai, Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai, Gopinath ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Starting from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 1, text number 1. Very first sloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmachetre kurukshetre samaveta yutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kim akurvata sanjaya. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmachetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kim akurvat sanjaya. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Bhagavad Gita is a widely read basic science summarized in Gita Mahatmya, glorifications of Gita. There it says that one should read Gita, Bhagavad Gita, very scrutinizingly with the help of a person who is a devotee of Sri Krishna and try to understand it without personally motivated interpretations. The example of clear understanding is there in Bhagavad Gita itself. In the way the teaching is understood by Arjuna, who heard the Gita directly from the Lord. If someone is fortunate enough to understand the Bhagavad Gita in that line of disciplic succession without motivated interpretation, then he surpasses all studies of Vedic wisdom and all scriptures of the world. One will find in Bhagavad Gita all that is contained in other scriptures, but the reader will also find things which are not to be found elsewhere. That is the specific standard of the Gita. This is the perfect theistic science because it is directly spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. The topics discussed by Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya as described in the Mahabharata forms the basic principle for this great philosophy. It is understood that this philosophy evolved on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is sacred place of pilgrimage from the time immemorial of Vedic age. It was spoken by the Lord when he was present personally on this planet for the guidance of mankind. The word Dharmakshetra, place where religious rituals are performed, is significant because on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present on the side of Arjuna. Dhritarashtra, the father of the Kurus, was highly doubtful about the possibility of his son's ultimate victory. In his doubt, he inquired from his secretary Sanjaya, what did they do? He was confident that both his sons and the sons of younger brother Pandu were assembled in the field of Kurukshetra for determined engagement of the war. Still, his inquiry is significant. He did not want a compromise between the cousins and brothers. And he wanted to be sure of the fate of his sons on the battlefield. Because the battle was arranged to be fought at Kurukshetra, which is mentioned elsewhere in Vedas as a place of worship, even for denizens of heaven. Dhritarashtra became very fearful about the influence of the holy place on the outcome of the battle. He knew very well that this would influence Arjuna and sons of Pandu favorably, because by nature they were all virtuous. Sanjaya was a student of Vyasa, and therefore by mercy of Vyasa, Sanjaya was able to envision the battlefield of Kurukshetra even while he was in room of Dhritarashtra, and so Dhritarashtra asked him about the situations on the battlefield. Both the Pandavas and the sons of Dhritarashtra belong to the same family, but Dhritarashtra's mind is disclosed herein. He deliberately claimed only his sons as Guru, and he separated the sons of Pandu from the family heritage. One can thus understand the specific position of Dhritarashtra in his relationship with his nephews, the sons of Pandu. As the paddy field, the unnecessary plants are taken out, so it is expected from the very beginning of this topic that in the religious field of Kurukshetra, where the father of religion Sri Krishna was present, the unwanted plants like Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana and others would be wiped out, and the thoroughly religious persons headed by Yudhishthira would be established by the Lord. This is the significance of the word Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra apart from their historical and Vedic importance. This is the significance of the words Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra apart from their historical and Vedic importance. Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langyayate Girim Yatkipatamaham Bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Parmananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you on this Sunday evening to spend your valuable time to understand very important aspect of life, to delve in the light of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So this is the very first sloka of Bhagavad Gita, and very famous also. Prabhupada is explaining that Bhagavad Gita is a theistic science. It's a science of God. Many of us have recently visited to Prayagraj, Kumbh, to take a dip in the confluence of Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati. So many people assembled there. in nearly 40 to 50 days, 40 to 50 crore population of India were there, and they all took great effort. Even from here, many devotees went traveling all the way to Prayagraj, and they had a nice holy dip, very satisfying to my mind and soul. Lord Shiva, who is holding Mother Ganges on his head, he has got to say about the glories of Bhagavad Gita, which is Srila Prabhupada is also mentioning the beginning of purport, narrated in Gita Mahatmya, where it is described in Padma Purana, a section of Padma Purana where Lord Shiva is narrating the glories of Srimad Bhagavad Gita to Mother Parvati. In some of this Gita Mahatmya, Prabhupada is quoted in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, which I am going to read out. And which is connected to also taking bath in Ganges. It is said, Mala nirmochanam pumsam jala snanam dine dine sakrit gita mita snanam samsara malanasanam. One may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in water. But if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. This is Gita Mahatmya 3. Gita dhyana silasya pranayama parasya cha naiva santihi papani purva janma kritani cha. If one reads Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and with all seriousness, then by the grace of Lord, the reactions of his past misdeeds will not act upon him. This is Gita Mahatmya 2. गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किम अन्य शास्त्र विस्तर है या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुख पद्म विनिश्रिता. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the personality, supreme personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literatures. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present days, people are so absorbed in mundane activities that it is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literatures. But this is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures, and especially because it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपाल नंदनः पार्थवत्स्य सुधीर भोक्ता दुग्धम गीतामृतं महत्. This Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, the essence of all the Upanishads, is just like a cow. And Lord Krishna, who is famous as cowherd boy, is milking this cow. Arjuna is just like a calf, and learned scholars and pure devotees are to drink the nectarian milk of Bhagavad Gita. So, see, just by hearing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, what is the effect? Hearing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, one becomes free from the reactions of his past misdeeds. Just by reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the door of liberation is widely open. Just by reading Bhagavad Gita, one will find solutions of all his material problems. They are great scientists, philosophers, socialists, rationalists. See, everywhere Bhagavad Gita has been very popular. People derive fresh joy and meaning in life after reading Bhagavad Gita. You know the famous quote of Mahatma Gandhi that whenever I read Bhagavad Gita, I derive fresh joy and meaning in life. Albert Einstein said that I was searching for pebbles, just stones. Whenever to me, a vast ocean of knowledge was lying next to myself. Referring to Bhagavad Gita, that Bhagavad Gita explains about the Creator Himself is explaining about His creation, and so wonderfully explained. So it satisfies the intellect of so many people around the world at all time. Bhagavad Gita is a timeless wisdom, though it's spoken by 5,000 years before, but it's also relevant in the same spirit today also. Even it has become more and more relevant, and especially in this Kali Yuga, people are facing so much problems. We are all witness of that. In our daily life, we have to go through so many challenges. Especially more than physical problems, the mental problems has become more and more increasing. Recently, past 4 to 5 months, I heard in famous institutions here in Coimbatore, at least 3 young people committing suicide. It is very pathetic. It's actually fact. The suicide rates are always increasing. It is said that it's increasing by 10%. 10% every year the suicide rates gets increased. So people are so mentally depressed. And we see here that Arjuna himself, 5,000 years before, such a great personality, he also went through similar challenges, emotional chaos. And Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to him, counseled him, and Arjuna was able to get back to his strength, to his determination, perform his duties perfectly. So the Bhagavad Gita is at all time, to all places and people, actually it helps. So Prabhupada is explaining here in the purport that how to understand Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada is saying here that Bhagavad Gita should be understood in the spirit in which it is explained. The same message which Krishna had spoken to Arjuna, the same message we should understand. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita as it is. When Prabhupada wrote a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, he titled this as a Bhagavad Gita as it is. Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita, Evam parampara praptam rajarasyo viduhu, that how the saintly kings in the earlier time received Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has to be received from proper bona fide parampara. In that parampara, the spiritual master, guru, just repeats the message of the Lord. He does not add his views. He just repeats the message of the Lord. In this way, the message comes down exactly as it is. That's what Srila Prabhupada is doing. In Bhagavad Gita as it is, he is just presenting what Krishna has spoken to Arjuna. And when it is presented to people, they find it is very relevant and very easy to understand. Often we will see people will say, Bhagavad Gita is very difficult to understand. But actually, Bhagavad Gita as it is, if we take in our hand and go through this, we find it is so sublime and at the same time very easy to understand. So in this particular verse, it is mentioned that Dhritarashtra, he is fearful. Why he is fearful? Because Dhritarashtra understands that his Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dhritarashtra knew that Krishna is not an ordinary human being, he is God himself. And when he is present in a place which is supposed to be a religious place, Dharma Kshetra, so surely there will be a favorable sign towards the Pandavas. So he is very afraid that his sons mostly will lose. So he is very afraid and he wants to understand that what's happening on the battlefield. So he is inquiring. They have assembled to fight. What did they do? So this is a little stupid question, because he knows this, that they have assembled to fight, but still he asking out of perplexity, out of fear, why? What did they do? Because already decided, everything was done, that they all decided to assemble and fight and challenge each other. And Prabhupada is mentioning here the mentality of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is supposed to be king. Also, he is in charge of Pandavas, because Pandavas' father, Pandu Maharaj, he passed away in early age, and the Pandavas were very small, he passed away. So actually Dhritarashtra was looking after them. So Dhritarashtra, Pandavas and Kurus were equal to him as a king also, because Pandavas were his citizens. So he's supposed to be looked after and just treat them as their own children. But we see here the iconic mentality of Dhritarashtra, that he just immediately makes distinctions between his sons and Pandavas. Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva, saying that my sons and sons of Pandu. The Prabhupada says this is actually contamination from the material existence. In the material world, we all make same distinctions, mine and yours, and we struggle in our life always with this. So why this tendency is coming out? We have to deeply analyze this. In one sense, in broad sense, we see that we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole earth is a large family, and where therefore we see that there are lots of people performing humanitarian activities. Understand that now I have got some position, some wealth, some influence, should be utilized for the welfare of all humanity, because they are able to relate on large with everybody. Similarly, we see there is a tendency that people on basis of friendship they help each other, on society they help each other, or we see they are nationalist, Rashtra, Desabhakta. They try to do something good for their nations, and that internationally also we can see. So it is said, in fact, the truth is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We all belong. Krishna is our original father, which Krishna has claimed in Bhagavad Gita. What Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita is Mamai Vamso Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, telling that all the living entities eternally, Sanatana, eternally are my fragmental part and parcel. I am the seed giving father. Mata Dhata Pitamaha. Krishna is the seed giving father. He is our maintainer, protector. He is everything for all of us. So in fact we all belong to the family of Krishna. We are all his children. We are all his sons and daughters. Yeah. So in one sense we should have the feeling of oneness, that we all, everyone is ours. But when we forget Krishna, then we see that this differentiation comes. Then differentiation comes mine and yours. Bhagavad Gita is where Krishna is telling that Pandita Samdasina, Suni Chaiva Sapakecha Pandita Samdasina. A truly learned person sees a cow a dog eater, a brahmana, elephant, all equal on spiritual vision. Be able to see that all of this creation is Atma, spirit soul. In the previous classes we discussed that how we are not the bodies. Body is just like a cover, just like a dress which we have put, and we keep changing that. As we change our dress, we keep changing the body. We are now at this body. At time of death, from this body we'll go to some other body. From this place we'll go to some other place. Therefore it is called Dehanta. The definition of death is change of body. So we keep changing body. So the person who is learned is able to see all the living entity, not on bodily platform. He is able to see their spiritual identity. We are all Atma. And even more deeper, he is able to see their connection with the super soul. He is able to see that we are all part and parcel of the Lord. Lord is sitting next to us. We know that in body, Atma and Paramatma both are residing. The comparison is given like on one tree, the two birds are staying. In same branch, the two birds are there. And one bird is very busy in eating the fruit of the tree. And second bird is just watching, just witnessing. So like this, the Atma in this body is very busy in bhoga, sense gratification. And the soul, the super soul, the Lord, as a Paramatma, is witnessing all our actions. So the person who is truly learned, he sees both of them, and also he sees their relationship. All living entities individually, they are so dear to the Lord that he feels connected with all of them. Like in a family, they are brothers and sisters, and we all feel together because we know that each one of us are dear to parents. Similarly, the Pandit, who is a learned person, he will not harm anybody because he will feel that sense of love with all the living entities. That is the meaning of Vasudeva Kutumbakam. When we forget about Krishna, then only this differentiation is coming, me and mine. And we see that in the mentality of Dhritarashtra. He understands even Krishna is Bhagavan, but his heart is contaminated by envy towards his sons of his brother Pandus. They are so qualified, and he just developed somehow enviousness towards them, and he wants that his sons should be ruler. And though his sons are not on righteous side, he is just trying to support them always. Therefore, it is said that this Dhritarashtra was not only blind physically, he was spiritually also blind. He was not able to see the real welfare of his own children. So he just went on declaring a war against righteous Pandus. So very important that we should understand the importance of human life. We should not remain blind as Dhritarashtra. We should awaken spiritually. In Vedas, it's Vedanta Sutta, the first word says, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. You would have heard this is a very famous verse, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. What is the meaning of this? Meaning is, now we have got this human form of life, we must inquire. Inquiry about what? It is business class of people. They go to market, and where they go and see different items. They will keep inquiring. In North, in Hindi, they will say, "Iska bhav kya hai? Uska bhav kya hai? What is the price of this? What is the price of that?" Keep inquiring, just to get a pulse of market. Similarly, similar inquiries if we make, there is no use. Here it is said, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, meaning that we should inquire about why we are suffering. We are all suffering, but why we are suffering? We should inquire about this. And how we can become free from this suffering. What is real solution? What is the total freedom from this suffering? Who has created this world? How have I come here? How can I get free from here? So these are the $1 million inquiries one must have. When actually we have this inquiry, actually we truly fulfill the meaning of our human life. Therefore it is said that ahara nidra bhaya maitunam etat pasubhi naranam samanya. That eating, mating, defending and sleeping, they are common activities both in human being and animals. Ahar nidra bhaya maitunam etatcha samanya pasubhi naranam. It is common both in human and animals. Then how human beings are special? We broadly classify all our activities, it will fall into one of this category. Ahar, food, nidra, sleep, bhaya, we try to safeguard ourselves, protect ourselves, maitunam, procreation. So this activity human being is also doing and animals are also doing. So how we are better? How we supposed to be better? Human being is supposed to be better. And it's explained in next line that dharmo hi tesam adhiko visesho dharmen hina pasubhi nara samana. That human being is better because human being can understand the principle of dharma and animals cannot understand. See, a dog, animals are gifted with so many things. Like a dog has got a very nice sense of smell. Eagle can see from very far distance. So we see there are different animals and they have been gifted with different qualities. And we have to put so much of effort, in order to come closer towards them. That's a special gift given to them. And what gift is given to human being? That animals, none of the animals can inquire about who am I. None of the animals will think. Can we expect that dog will be thinking who am I? We never expect. He will only thinking how can I get my food? How can I have sex? How can I sleep nicely? He will be thinking about that. Only human being has got this prerogative to think about their spiritual identity, who am I? And therefore it is said that when we get this human form of life, we should try to find out goal of our life. What is goal of our life? And when we try to find out, actually it will be truly satisfied and will be actually become more and more happier, peaceful. We are all searching for happiness, peace, Santi. How we can get that? We can get this when we fulfill the needs of a human life. That is self-awareness, Atma Sakshatkar, science of self-realization. So very, very important, and for this purpose, Bhagavad Gita was spoken. This is the sole purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. The first lesson he is teaching him, Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantar prapti dhiras tatana muhyati. Arjuna was very, very depressed on account of he has to fight and kill his own grandfather and his own guru, Dronacharya. And they are all very affectionately brought him up. In fact, Arjuna, what he is by their effort and their blessings. Are so much attached to him, and now he has to fight and kill them. So he's very much depressed that how he's going to do it. So Krishna explains this to Arjuna, that you are not the body, neither all whom you are thinking, you are standing, they are not the body. We are all soul. Nayanam chintanti sastani, nayanam dahati pavaka. And the soul can never be cut by pieces by any type of weapon. Can never be moistened by water. Can never be dried by air. So it keeps describing about the characteristics of the soul. So the great science to learn about our identity. We are not body, we are soul. As soon as we are situated on this platform of understanding that we are not the body, we are the soul, we see that most of problem in life, at least theoretically, we will not be disturbed. It is completely out of box thinking. We've all faced different types of problems, and mostly because we identify with the problem. It is said, if we want the solution, we have to come out of the problem. The same type of thinking. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives this understanding that we are not the body, we are the soul. And not only that, Krishna further explains the 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita. What are the 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita? Krishna is explaining about ourselves. Then Krishna is explaining about Creator, God. And this Bhagavad Gita is called Science of God. We can use theistic science. Prabhupada is writing in purport is theistic science to understand about Creator. We can see how sun is setting up, rising, seasons are coming and going, all these things are happening so nicely and timely. So who is actually behind that? Who is behind this creation? Who is managing this? Who is controlling all this? There is somebody who has put the laws in place and things are going wonderfully. So definitely there is a creator. Sarvasya, Krishna is saying, Sarvasya chaham hidi sannavishto matta smiti jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo vedantakit vedavid eva chaham. Krishna is saying, I am sitting in everyone's heart, including my heart, your heart, in heart of all the living entities, even small ant, dog, cat, rat, all living entities' heart, even in the plants, trees, everywhere Krishna is situated. In fact, kinchit nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. Krishna is telling, without my existence, nothing can exist. Like without sun, can we imagine there will be sunshine? The sunshine is coming from sun, and sunshine is there because sun is there. So similarly, all of us are present here because we all come from Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. Krishna is saying, everything comes from me. I am the original source of everything. Param karanam, sarva karana karanam, with the cause of all causes. And our existence depends on the existence of the Lord. We are existing and simultaneously Krishna is also existing. So Krishna, God is not impersonal. As explained by people that there is a impersonal God, but Krishna is the God is not impersonal. We have got personality, we have got individuality. Then how the Supreme Lord, who is the source of everything, will not have personality and individuality? So this doesn't even fulfill the common sense that God is impersonal. God is person. He is the supreme person, and is throughout the Vedas, great acharyas and personality describe Isvara, Parama, Krishna, Sachidananda, Vigraha, Anadir, Adir, Govinda, Sarva Karanam. Krishna is the supreme controller and is Sachidananda, is cause of all causes. So we can see in Bhagavad Gita, the second subject matter of Bhagavad Gita is about God. And Krishna is explaining about his material nature. So very important to understand this. We are staying in this atmosphere, in this nature. Unless we know about this nature, how we can work correctly? Now, if we are put into a system and we do not know the system, then what kind of productivity we can have? If we know, we say we have gone to work in a factory and we do not know what is the system, how the things, what is the input, how was the output, how the whole things is working, system is working, then we will not be able to produce anything there much. Similarly, if we do not know about the material nature, how it functions, then we'll be very confused and we'll do lot of haspas. That's what is happening. People without understanding about this system, they are confused. They are thinking that they are body. And they also not able to understand why certain people are reacting in certain way. Why this is happening? This is $1 million questions most of people have in their mind. Why good thing happens to bad people? If a God is there, then there should be good things should be always happening to good people. And then why there is a bad thing happening to good people? This also, and they get more and more confused. So this we need to understand about material nature. We need to the fourth subject matter is karma, and then fifth subject matter is time, kala. So these are the 5 subject matter of Bhagavad Gita: Atma, Paramatma, Prakriti, Karma, and Kala. So this wonderfully explained by the Lord, and by studying Bhagavad Gita, actually we become complete person. We have physical demand. We need roti, kapra, makan to maintain this body. And we have, because we are living being, we are human being, we have an emotional requirement. And then also we have an intellectual requirement. We need to study, we need to learn, we need to become expert. So intellectual requirement is there, but all this requirement does not make our personality complete. The most important is spiritual aspect. That is what we are. And if it is not catered to, then we will see that how Arjuna, he was feeling depressed, he is feeling helpless, like that, the situation, because this material world is designed like that. Everyone has to meet with stand. Nothing is permanent here. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Janma Mityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosanu Darsanam, telling that birth, death, old age and disease, these are the real problem of life. What are these real problems? Birth, death, old age and disease. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to become diseased. Anybody there wants to become diseased? Nobody wants. During COVID, everybody was thinking, oh, I should not get the COVID. But most of people got the COVID. So somebody said that the real problem of life is nobody wants it, but no one can avoid it also. It comes to everybody. Krishna is saying the real problem of life is this birth, death, old age and disease. No one wants, nobody can avoid it, comes to everybody. Dukkhalayam asasvatam. So Creator is telling about the characteristics of His own creation. He's telling this world is designed in such a way that it is place of abode of misery, dukkhalayam. And it is temporary. Nothing is permanent here. Wherever we finger out will not exist after some time. Nothing is permanent. The whole creation itself is not permanent. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. As there is a creation, there is annihilation. As there is a day, there is a night. So it is subjected to dualities. So, dukkhalayam asasvatam. So Krishna is saying, and after understanding this, we should try to come out of this. We are permanent and we are placed into non-permanent place. How it will be? We are placed in this body and this body is sure to fall down. Then we have to change it. And from time immemorial we keep changing from one place to another place to another body to another body. Brahma bhuna loka punavartino arjuna. Even we go to topmost planet of Brahma, we'll again have to die and again we have to take birth. So we should become very wise and try to wake up spiritually. How we can do that? Says that the process of self-realization is prescribed in this age is Hari Nam Sankirtana. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Evo Kevalam, Kalau Nastev, Nastev, Nastev. There is no other way, there is no other way, no other way than chanting the holy name of the Lord, chanting the holy name of the Lord, chanting the holy name of the Lord in this age of Kali Yuga. We are now very shortly going to celebrate appearance day of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different from Lord Krishna. The Krishna himself has again appeared, just winding up his pastimes as Lord Krishna in end of Dwapar Yuga. He again appeared in the beginning of Kali Yuga, Pratham Sandhya of Kali Yuga it is mentioned, as Lord Chaitanya. But he has appeared not in black color. He's taken the color of Srimati Radharani, molten golden color, and he is inaugurating Sankirtan movement, congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, everyone can spiritually uplift oneself. Says that even the plants, trees, all the living entities, wherever the sound vibration, the transcendental vibration of the holy name is pervading, everyone gets benefited. So this is a potency of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, Hari Nama Sankirtana, and definitely all of us should take benefit of this. What we have to do is we just practice this of calling the names of Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And while we do this, this is a real sacrifice, which is possible in this age of Kali Yuga, and is most powerful at all time. Holy name, chanting the holy name of the Lord. Even chanting the holy name of the Lord was there before Lord Chaitanya appeared. See that there throughout we see that people call out the names of Lord. Vishnu Pitama has said Vishnu Sahasranama, which is very powerful, that is regularly chanted in different houses. So how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's contribution as a founder Acharya, founder of Hari Nam Sankirtan is significant. I say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he inaugurated this Hari Nama Sankirtana movement, is not like how the name of the Lord was chanted earlier. Now, earlier, mostly people were chanting the names for some material benefits. And they want some material benefits, they will chant. Or they will chant at the end of sacrifice. Some yajna, homa is there. To conclude that, they will chant. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he inaugurated this Hari Nama Sankirtana, which is not under this class of three modes, Sattva-guna. It's a completely spiritual act. Hari Nama Sankirtana, Golokera Premadana Hari Nama Sankirtana. This Sankirtan started by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually distributing love of God. Love of God, which is the possessed by all pure devotees of Lord. Very, very difficult to achieve. Is that Krishna himself does not distribute this Krishna Prema because he gets controlled, completely controlled by his own devotees. You see, there is a picture in our temple hall where Mother Yashoda is tying up Krishna with rope and Krishna is crying. So Krishna is not able to untie himself because he is being tied by rope of love by Mother Yashoda. So very rare commodity, love of Krishna is very, very difficult to achieve. And that love is being freely distributed in the shape of Hari Nama Sankirtana established by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's not any other time when holy name was chanted. It was not like any ritualistic activities. So Sankirtan movement, the Sankirtan, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is meant to awaken love of Krishna after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The goal of chanting the holy name of the Lord is actually to call out the name of the Lord. Sankirtana Praya, Yajna Sankirtane Praya. So this Sankirtan is the true yajna, true sacrifice. And the goal of this is, to continue this. Jagannath Baldev Swadha Maharani ki jai, Prahlad Nrsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Satai Gaur Sundar ki jai. So we see that how Dhritarashtra is subjected to envy in his heart. We all similarly subjected to this envy, and that all we become free from this envy and understand that we belong to the same family. Krishna is our Supreme Father. And it will be so nice. Prabhupada said that if we love Krishna, we love even an ant. Why so? Because how we are dear to Krishna, same way the ant is also equally dear to Krishna. Krishna is equally concerned about the ant. So that same love we can reawaken, we can become free from this envy by chanting the holy name of the Lord. It's just to chant and sincerely offer our prayer that, my Lord, I want to serve you. I want to serve you. I really want to serve you. This service to you actually will satisfy me. So this is how we can all remain or become happy, by simply calling out the names of Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'll thank all of you once again, and we also remind you about Gaur Purnima, which is shortly coming. On 14th we'll have a celebration about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day. More Prabhu will announce. If you have any questions, comments, you can discuss.
Hare Krishna. So a very important announcement. Next week Sunday feast evening lecture will be given by a special guest, a senior disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Grace Kalakanta Prabhu. So he is there in Coimbatore next week, and the Sunday feast lecture will be delivered by the Prabhupada disciple. So we kindly request all the devotees present here to be present next week also, to take the association of Srila Prabhupada's disciple. அடுத்த வாரம் இதே ஞாயிறு சிறப்பு நிகழ்ச்சிகளில் முக்கியமான கெஸ்ட் இருக்காங்க. சில பிரபுபாதருடைய மூத்த சிஷ்யர் அவங்க நமக்கு ஈவினிங் சண்டே ஃபீஸ்ட் லெக்சர் கொடுப்பாங்க. நீங்க எல்லாருமே இதில் கலந்துக்கணும். His Grace Kalakanta Prabhu joined ISKCON in 1973 in ISKCON Portland. Prabhu received Isha Upanishad, Srila Prabhupada's book, in a Harinam party, and Prabhu was inspired by the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, and within a year he dedicated his whole life as a full-time student of ISKCON, and for the last more than 5 decades Prabhu has been dedicated his life in spreading the teachings. So அவர் Srila Prabhupada மூத்த சிஷ்யர். 1973 இந்த இயக்கத்தை தொடர்பு கொண்டார். ஒரு சின்ன புஸ்தகத்தை பிரபுபாதருடைய ஈஷா உபனிஷத் புஸ்தகத்தை பெற்று அவர் இந்த இயக்கத்தின் மேல ரொம்ப ஈர்ப்பு முழு நேர மாணவனாக தன்னையே அர்ப்பணிச்சு பலவிதமான பக்தி சேவைகளை 50 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு மேலாக அவர் புரிஞ்சிருக்கார். ஸோ எல்லாருமே அடுத்த வாரம் நீங்க இதுல கலந்துக்கிட்டு நீங்க இதுல So we would like to also inform all of you. ISKCON Coimbatore has an educational wing called Bhaktivedanta Academy. So we offer various courses. Today you all heard from Mr. Gopinath Prabhu on the importance of Bhagavad Gita, how it can help us to get closer to Krishna, know more about Krishna. So we offer various courses. We have a help desk there. You can approach there near the gate 1. They can explain to you various courses. Also we have courses for different age groups. We have for the children, so we also have every Sunday we have the special Bhagavad Gita sessions designed for the kids. It's called as Friends of Lord Krishna Folk. We have all the students here sitting here. So you can enroll your children for this course. And also we have a Gita Life course, which is announced for the end of month of March last week. It's a 5-day online course conducted by His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj. After a long time, we are just waiving it. So you can approach the counter. They will explain to you. It is mostly for the corporates, working professionals. In a very systematic way, Bhagavad Gita will be explained. So don't miss this opportunity. You can also get the information and register. So நம்மளுடைய ISKCON Coimbatore எஜுகேஷனல் விங்கான பக்திவேதாந்த் அகாடமியில நாங்கள் வெவ்வேறு விதமான வகுப்புகள் எல்லா தரப்பட்ட வயது ஆளுகளுக்கு நாங்கள் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ நீங்கள் எங்களுடைய உதவி மையத்தில் நீங்கள் அணுகி இதோடைய நிகழ்ச்சிகளுடைய எல்லா முக்கிய டீட்டெயில் எல்லாமே நீங்கள் தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். இந்த மாதம் ஆங்கிலத்தில் கீதா லைஃப் வகுப்பு இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். நீங்க உங்களுடைய நண்பர் உறவினர்களுக்கு நீங்க அறிமுகப்படுத்தி நீங்களும் அட்டென்ட் பண்ணல அப்படின்னா பிரபு அவருடைய வகுப்புல சொன்னாரு, கலியுக அவதாரமான சைத்தன்ய மகாபிரபுடைய அவதார நாள் மார்ச் 14ஆம் தேதி அவருடைய கோவிலோட என்ட்ரன்ஸையும்